It's Coffee Near Me. I'm Barbara Deeb, coming to you from the patio outside Spencer's Coffee House, joined by Tori Henninger. She's the Executive Director of BRASS. That stands for Barren River Area Safe Space, and it's a domestic violence center. So you are commissioned by the state.
Yes,
the state oversees what you do.
Yes, yeah, we're actually part of an umbrella organization from the Kentucky Coalition Against Domestic Violence. We're a network of 15 sister shelters that are able to provide services across the state of Kentucky.
If we were to look at the stats on the state of Kentucky when it comes to domestic abuse, what would we be looking at?
You'd be looking at a very high volume of need of services. Just in the Brad region alone, we had almost 15,000 calls last year. About 5,200 of those were crisis-related calls. And so, and we by far have the biggest volume of calls throughout the state of Kentucky, but every shelter is the same. You know, we have very large cities like Louisville in our city, in our state, that they have a lot of work ahead of them, as we all do. But what we all want to make sure people know is that we're here and we're available for service. We're available
when
for
you
help.
need them. Let's define domestic violence, okay? Because I think what comes to mind is somebody beating on somebody. It doesn't have to be a wife or a husband. It could be a boyfriend or a girlfriend.
Yeah.
It's not gender specific.
It's no longer gender specific, and it's no longer about the physical side of it. Physical abuse is definitely very common, but so is emotional, psychological, mental abuse, where you not just break down a person's body, but you break down their spirit, and you basically indoctrinate them into this belief that they're not worth anything more than what you're giving them.
So if you're watching this program and you know someone who you yourself might be a victim of domestic abuse, what's the step? Like, does it take a breaking point when somebody, and I know it's different for everybody,
Sure.
but what do you see in general?
Everybody has their own line that they have to cross. For some people, it's who were born into the cycle of domestic violence, so their parents were abusive to each other, or one partner was abusive to the other. And it's, well, what did my parents do? I can handle that. But once it goes beyond that, then that's their dropping point. For others, it's if something gets broken that's irreplaceable, a trinket or something that had been given to them from a family member that was long gone. For others, it's, well, he's never hit me. But the time that they get hit is the time that they decide to leave. So it really just depends on, unfortunately, what they're used to in their abusive situation, and when it goes beyond even that usual abuse.
Well, this is Coffee Near Me, and of course you can continue the comments or continue the conversation in the comment section, but I want to talk about self-esteem. Regardless of gender, when you're in a domestic abuse situation, your self-esteem is gone. It's got to be. So rebuilding that self-esteem, I would think, is critical to someone surviving domestic abuse.
It's definitely one of the things that often gets the hardest to try and overcome, because it is so personal for a person. It's the idea of who you are as an individual and how you incorporate into the entire world. What do people see about you? How do you reflect upon yourself? And when that gets taken down to a point where you feel like you're unworthy of being able to have any more or be any more than what you currently are, it's very hard to break that belief.
So you do something called Dress for Change.
Yes, ma'am.
And what this is it's not just for women, it's for men too. But if you have people that you are working with that are victims of domestic abuse, they want to get back into the work world, but they maybe don't have the wardrobe to go on a job interview. You make that happen.
Yeah, it goes back to how financial abuse is so common. People who are victims are often unallowed to work, so that there's the sole support on their abuser, making it harder for a person to leave. And so when they come into shelter, or if they come into our services, one of the things that we get to do is Dress for Change, which is the opportunity to provide them at no cost a new outfit or two, shoes, accessories, the whole shebang, and be able to have that office environment appropriate wardrobe, or to have that interview ready outfit that makes you feel as confident on the outside as you want to be on the inside, or as you have become on the inside. And so it's just a great opportunity for us to be able to provide a service that is easy for people to accept, because it doesn't ask them about who they are. They don't have to go into intimate details, but it's just a way of us being able to say, here, let us help, and we're here for you when you need
I'm like seeing into your eyes. You have had an experience where you have seen someone You have seen this change someone's life, haven't you?
It is. It's amazing to watch it from year to year. And from even season to season. We do it twice a year now because of the success of it, where we've had people who had once used the store to get items are now in a position where they can be donating items. And so being able to see that movement forward, being able to see that opportunity for people to say, you know what, I am better than what I was in the past and what I took in the past, and now I can move forward and take better.
And I am worthy. We're talking about, it's called Dress for Change, sponsored by Barren River Area Safe Space. Victims of domestic violence and abuse can use this Dress for Change to get an outfit to go on a job interview, to help in the self-esteem department.
Yes, ma'am.
It is. All right, so that ends May 23rd for this current round. All right, and we're going to put up information on where you can find out more about that. And leave us with some words of wisdom.
Oh, my words of wisdom is never give up. Whether you are a victim of domestic violence or you're a friend, coworker, church parishioner of someone who is a victim of domestic violence, never give up on yourself or on them. Keep fighting and know that we're here to fight with you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We've been talking with Tori Henninger, the Executive Director of BRASS, which stands for Barren River Area Safe Space. For Coffee Near Me, I'm Barbara Deeb. A special thanks to Spencer's Coffee House in downtown Bowling Green.